Nice. Hello, everyone. Really nice to see you. So today's the day when we're gonna get the last move in Grasp the Bird's Tail, which is actually altogether the first sort of big movement. Sometimes it's called one movement, believe it or not, but it's all these little movements stuck together, Grasp the Bird's Tail. So I'm excited to do that. We're going to be doing learning push today, and we're also going to be reviewing what we did last week. Last week we've been exploring a lot of basics at the same time that we've been learning our new moves. And last week we were adding to this idea of torso turning and how it would be coordinated with our arm movements. And we used that to learn press. So today we're going to be coordinating our movements again with push, and we're kind of putting all of that together with also our footwork and the power of our footwork. So we'll get to all those things today. And then next week, in all likelihood, we are not going to learn a new move. We'll see. But in all likelihood, we aren't, because Grasp the Bird's Tail occurs 9 times in the long form. It's very important. It has all the energies. You're going to want to know it. You're going to want to practice it, because even if you only practiced it, you would get a lot of benefit from it. It could be your own sort of mini Tai Chi form. So I really want to give you an opportunity to feel comfortable with as much of that form as much of that movement as you can. Grasp the Bird's Tail. So let's start today. First of all, are there any questions? Did you bring any questions with you? We were talking some before class, but somebody might have another question they brought with you. Anyone have a question? All right, in that case, any questions you have during, you know how it is. You can interrupt, it's your class. Just ask whatever is gonna work for you. And what I'm gonna do is start us off with sort of going around the clock. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to talk to you today about. I wanna talk to you about a clock that sometimes our school refers to. And basically, it's as if you put an old-fashioned clock, not a digital clock. So if you're young enough, this might be problematic for you, but you learned it in 1st grade or 2nd grade, how to read an old-fashioned clock. But basically, you're going to put that clock sort of on the floor. And I don't know why our school does it this way, but they do. So this is 12 o'clock right here. So when you're standing looking in front of you, it's 12 o'clock, and I believe it's usually south for Tai Chi, but I'll look that up and tell you next time. But it's that direction is 12 o'clock. So if I turn this way and you turned this way, that would be 3 o'clock, right? And if we turn to the right again, that's 6 o'clock. And we turn to the right again, and that's 9 o'clock. What understanding this clock does for us is it helps us to be able to have a shorthand for what direction we're about to go in, or because I like to do things from a variety of directions, but also what direction the move goes in, if you were doing it officially, right? But we do it from all sides so that you have a chance to see it. So I just wanted to tell you. So we're going to start today at 9 o'clock. So we're going to start here, and let's just go through what we know already, beginning with prepare. Now, you know prepare, right? Lifting that head, suspending the body, your whole feet flat on the ground, feeling both extended, light in the upper body and heavy in the lower body. That sense too, that at any moment you're just about to sit. In fact, you're about to sit, but you're not sitting. opening. Our arms are rotating and lifting up. Little wave at the top, and then pushing that ball into the water until that moment when it wouldn't be effective anymore. Left ward off. Shift to the left, turn out to the right, all our weight right, sit, push a button, close our arms and step. As we come forward, lift that big bird on our left arm. And you've got its tail in your right arm. Right ward off, shifting back, turning to the right, 45 degrees, all our weight left, grab, pull with that left hand. As you step forward, as you move forward, raise that small bird. Roll back, both arms rotating to the corner, then shifting back and a big swing to the left. Press, turning back to the right and expanding outward. Let's do it from here so we can actually see more of those moves. Prepare. Opening. Those arms floating up and pushing down. Left ward off, turning out to the right. Sit, press a button, close our arms and step. Left ward off. Right ward off, turning to the right. All our weight left, grab, pull with that left hand. Right foot comes in and then out, closing our arms to step. Small bird on that arm. Roll back, both arms rotate as we turn to the right, and then we shift back, swinging left. Press, turning back with our torso. Our right elbow bends, our arms come in very close, and then we expand forward as we shift forward. Let's do it from that direction again. Prepare. Opening. Arms floating up and pushing down. Left ward off, shifting left, turning out to the right. All our weight right. Press that button. Close step, big bird on that arm. Look to 3 o'clock. Right ward off, shifting to the right, turning a quarter turn. All our weight left, grab, pull with that left hand. Close your arms and step for that bow step. Raise that bird on your right arm. Roll back, turning to the right, and swinging to the left as you go back. Press. Pressing out. How we feeling? Yeah. I see some this, I see some this. I see some of you figuring out what you're doing and getting ready to ask a question, probably. That works too. So, questions from any of that. We will be going over press again. So we'll definitely do that. But how about any of those other moves or the footwork or mysteries that you're experiencing?
There's one spot where I don't know what to do with my left arm exactly.
Okay.
It's where you say grab, pull,
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to think what this one's doing. I think this one's just down. And then somehow, so I'm kind of out to the side here, and somehow I'm supposed to come back into the center in order to get into this position, but I'm out here.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not sure what, like, is that making any sense?
It's completely making sense. In fact, I think I had the same question when about actually, interestingly, not the first time I did the form, but after, like, I was taking it for the second time, and I was like, I don't really understand this one. I asked a lot of questions about that move in particular. It turns out this is a hard move. So I'm going to actually show you head on, because that may help, right? So here we are so you don't do it, just watch for now, and then I'll move to a different view and you can do it with me. But I'm shifting to the right, which is kind of like shifting back, right? I'm shifting back and then turning a quarter of a turn, right? And then you got this, both arms rotate, grab, pull, shift all your weight, right? Then the right foot comes in as the arms come to the center of the body. And then they close. This is that closing of the arms. One is at the shoulder and has this curve. And the other one has sort of a mirrored curve, right? Or not a mirrored curve, but a curve in the same direction. And then we come forward.
Okay.
So I'm going to show it one more time, and maybe folks can try to do it facing me. Remember, this is my right arm. So let's get in the, so your left foot is forward. So you're going to, it's going to be weird, right? To watch, right? Because you're going to turn, oh no, that's not going to work. We're going to do it this way. Let's do it this way. So what you're going to do is turn away from me. Your left foot is going to be forward. Okay, I know. Your left arm is going to be pointing towards 9 o'clock. So yeah. And then and your right hand is down at your right hip, kind of. See if you can get into that position. All right, and your back is to me, right? We're going to shift our weight to the right and turn a quarter turn. Now you should be able to see me a little bit. Push with your right foot, rotate both arms. This is like the push of the button position. The left hand is up outside your shoulder, and the right foot then comes in a little bit as you start to close, and both hands start to move towards the center. Then you finish closing and your foot goes out for that bow step. Then the right arm rises and the left arm falls. That work, Rima? So let's see how I can put you in that position. So what happens at this point is you shift your weight to the right and then your feet go parallel. So you could look over your right shoulder and have your feet parallel, to the corner. Is that going to work? I think your arm, and then your arm points towards this corner that's at, I don't know, 10:30 on our clock. Then You push with the right foot, and as you release it, you bring your weight in. As you release it, your arms come to center and it comes to center. And then you step out as your arms get completely closed. So I'm gonna, this is looking pretty good. I'm gonna show you once more from the front. So, or from here. So, but you know, you'll be turning, you may have to do it completely opposite me. So turn, my feet are now parallel. There's this grab pull with the left hand. My weight is completely on the left now. So my gaze and my arms and my foot come to center. And then as you finish closing, your foot comes out to that bow step. And then heel, ball, toe, bend knee. Yeah. So from here, you won't be able to see it as well, but let's do, oh, maybe you can see it. Can you see it from here? Yeah, it's gonna, well, we're just gonna do it from here. We're gonna shift to the right, turn to the right, all our weight to the left, grab, pull. The arms are now coming in as the right foot comes in a little, but then it goes out for that bow step at shoulder width. And my left arm is at my right shoulder. My right arm is, you know, is lower. Then the right arm rises as the left arm comes down. Hold your positions, I'll be able to see them. That looks really nice. That looks really nice. So Rima, did you get the arms a little better? Okay, good, good. It's gonna take a while, yeah. It's gonna take a while, but it'll be on the tape that you can actually see what's happening. So you've got that there. Good question, great question. Any other questions about any of those? All right, so I want to go over press again. How are people feeling about press? Feeling okay about press? Let's try some. Let's try some from right ward off. Here's a place where you can do, we're going to do roll back and then press. So right arm is up. Remember, the right elbow is over the right knee. You're not turned completely to the corner with your torso, but you're turned in between, not to corner and not straight. It's what's kind of comfortable when you're in that expanded body shape. And your left hand, the fingertips are pointing towards the middle forearm. Looks really nice. And some people say you have underneath, oh, you folks look fabulous. It's as if you have something under, just a little something, a very small, I don't know, kumquat or something, something bigger than an olive, or, you know, but some small, something, so that you're not closed, you're open under your armpits. All right. Then we're going to turn only our upper body, but as we do, we rotate both arms. The right hand is pushing out, the left hand's now palm up, pointing towards the middle forearm. We give a little swing back and we keep our arms exactly where they are. We push with the front foot and we bend the back knee, and we keep our center in the center between our two lines. That's roll back. Press. We're going to turn back to the right, and remember, the right arm circles in, and you've compressed your body shape and stored energy there. So like a balloon, you expand. That desire to expand is the press energy. There's also some push energy given by this hand, by your left hand. We can try that part again. Put the right hand down, and we are in the exact same position we'd be in right ward off. And roll back, arms rotate, push out to the corner, then shift back, swing your arms, then turn your torso back where it was, not corner, not straight, as you bring in, nice, and expand forward. One more time, drop that left hand and to the corner. As you turn, shift back. As you do roll back. And then right arm continues the circle, left arm rotates. You're compressed, then you expand. This really helps me see, but I realize you folks are doing a lot of looking over your shoulder. So why don't we do it from here a couple more times. You're in a right bow stance. Right elbow over the right knee. Body not all the way to the corner when we start, not straight, in between. Turning more to the right, sort of turning your body square to the front, pushing out, rotating your arms, pushing out with that right hand, then swinging your arms as they are all the way to even possibly past the corner. Make sure there's still some weight on your right foot. If you feel it's not, think about tipping a little towards that right foot. Press. Let your right arm continue to circle by turning more square back to your original position. As you do, your left hand is ready to push. What's the press energy? It's that desire to expand, because our body shape, our sort of balloon body shape, has been compressed. One last time. Roll back, pushing out to the corner, then swinging back as we shift back. Press. Circling around and expanding and shifting forward. Where is our gaze? In press, our gaze, and in rollback, our gaze follows our lead arms. What does that mean? Doing it again. Right foot forward. Arms rotating, pushing out to the right as our body squares to 3 o'clock. Roll back, finishing roll back, shifting back, and swinging our body to the other corner. Our gaze going with that right arm, over that right arm. Turning back, getting ready to do the technique, our gaze comes back to 3 o'clock. Then stays at 3 o'clock as we move forward. So it leaves the hand and goes to the point and direction of the technique. Make sense? So one more time, just to get practice a little faster. Right foot forward, right arm up, left arm pointing at the palm down, pointing at the center of the right middle forearm, and roll back to the right corner, and don't stop, shift back. Going into press, you're turning back and your arms come in and then expand out as you shift forward. So the energy of press is coming, of this technique is coming from two different places, right? One is that you've got this springy energy of just your body shape, because your body's really integrated with itself. Talked about that like a balloon, right? So if somebody came up to you and connected with you, you'd yield some, but the further you go back, kind of like a balloon, the harder it would be to sort of pull back, unless you yielded completely, right? By turning your body, because you're not going to let them do it all the way here, right? That's not going to work. You're probably going to turn your body. So you've got this springy energy of that body shape we talked about last time. And when it gets too close, it's got this desire to expand. It's like what you would do on a crowded subway, right? You kind of stand around, you know, it's like, no, there's people are too close, you know, it's like, pick your favorite crowded subway. It's a little too close. So you kind of find a way to sort of give yourself a little more room, right? This is press. This is taking up space. This is, you know, this is what this is. And if someone gets too close, you might, your body might just let people know that's kind of how you feel. It's an all body kind of thing, or it's an all torso in arms kind of thing, right? So we have this body shape, it's very integrated. And then when it gets too compressed, we go out. But not only that, right? Not only that, we have come back. And because we've come back, we can push with our left leg and power ourselves forward. And we can put that push into this arm. So we're contracted, but we're also got the energy to use here with this arm, okay, as we move forward. So we have that push energy. Any other questions about press? Something that it's when I glance out of the corner of my eye, it's looking pretty good. But actually, let me watch it. Let me watch it. I won't do my gaze right. Let me watch it one more time from each side. And I'll just do it this way. So right arm forward. Love these both steps. So we're going to go ahead and do roll back. So we're pushing out. I mean, we're rotating and turning our upper body. Nice. And then coming all the way back. I'm going to try looking over my shoulder. Then rotating. I mean, then coming back in and out. And let's do it from this direction again. From here. Nice bow steps, everybody. And roll back. Swinging to the left now. Then after a brief pause, that right elbow bends and you turn back with your upper body, bringing it in and push out, right? Remember that you want to feel both a push here that's powered by your legs and a expansion like you were a balloon blowing up. So we'll try that one more time. From here, from right ward off. Roll back, pushing out to the corner as we turn to the right, turning and swinging all the way to that left corner, little pause, and then that circle continues with the right hand as you turn back, and then press out with that expansion. Yeah, that's really getting there. So seen up close, this roll back, I don't know how much you're going to be able to see, but it comes like this. And then see how it continues? And see how I'm turning back? Just so you can really see it.
Thanks,
Looks really nice, AJ. And you know, we did this last week, everybody, right? We did this, and this can really, yeah, we did this kind of thing last week. And so don't forget these turns. The turns are what it's all about. I'm calling them torso turns. If you are taking other classes at the school or have, they will often talk about it as a waist turn. Its impact is that it's your spine that's turning. You're turning around your spine, and you're transmitting that turn into coordinated energy, right? As you go. But for now, just think of it as a torso turn. I mean, I find it confusing to talk about just the waist. The waist in Tai Chi is like right down here.
Makes me think of an action figure, you know? Like,
yeah. We could have an action figure. That would work. Yeah. All right. So, are we good? More questions on any of that? Needless to say, we'll be practicing some more. Let's talk about push. So, first of all, so where are we? So we've ended up expanding. Maybe I'll get close to you. We've ended up expanding. And what we're going to do is simply turn the rest of the way square, because remember, we're not at corner like we were at the end of rollback. At the end of rollback, and we're not square. We're sort of in between, right? So we're going to square off, and as we do, our arms are just going to go like the number 11, palm down. Now, what you actually would be doing in this technique at this point is you would grab, but we won't show that, right? You're making contact with the person. Then we're going to shift our weight back, and as we do, bend our arms, and it's almost like coming over a ball. Or for those of you who have seen garage doors do this, they kind of do this. Sometimes they do this kind of shape, right? But you can imagine going over a ball. Your palms will be just about at your sternum level, you know? It's the same level if someone told you to try to help them push a car that you'd be in. So get yourself in that position, right? Now, if you're going to push that car, or push anything that's heavy, you're going to want to push up the diagonal. And as you do, push with that back leg. Okay, so that's pretty easy, right? So where we were was here. Okay, so our diagonal left hand, nice. We were here. And what we're going to do is turn our upper body, our torso square, and let our arms separate. Then push with the front foot, come back over a ball, and be ready. Feel whatever is that position. Feel that your feet are really grounded, and you could push without hurting your back, right? So you don't want to be like this because you'd hurt your back, right? You want to be like this. You could put, but you're compressed, right? You're compressed. And then, so there's expansion energy going here too, from kind of like our body shape. It's not a real, in some sense, it's not a real energy. It's not, but it's useful to think of it that way. It's part of it is there. And then there's the push energy, and it goes right up the diagonal. So it gets there over a ball and goes up the diagonal. It's kind of like you're making a paisley. Okay? For the artists in here, not quite, but it's like that.
Dee Dee?
Yes.
Okay, so your body line is, again, is it a constant forward through the entire movement?
Yes.
Or do you sit back at all?
So it is, the shifting is like this, and the movement looks like this. Let me see if I can, here. We've done this. And the movement is,
Thank you.
you're welcome. So what I want you to do is feel your legs in this movement. I want you to feel the power of the legs, and I want you to see if you can imagine getting ready to push that car, right? I mean, if you don't, you're not going to feel the storage of your potential energy. You're going to have energy because, again, you're back and you're compressed. I mean, doesn't this look like I have energy? Right? Yeah, yeah. Like I can push. I want you to practice this movement, and you can just practice it by then putting your hands down and coming back, shift back over a ball and push. And of course, your gaze would be straight in front of you. I'm going to watch you folks do it. But back over a ball and up the diagonal. Now remember, look at my my right leg. Never does this knee go in front of my toes. In fact, if I'm going to push a car, I don't want this line to go any further than straight up and down, right? So when I come back, my back knee bends and my front leg kind of straightens, Tai Chi straight. And then my back knee straightens and my front knee bends, but it never goes so far. So look down, can you still see the ends of your toes? And I don't mean the very end of your toes. I mean like a good inch of your toes. So make sure you've got that. So from press, get your bird shelf here and your body, your torso, so it's not to the corner and it's not square, it's in between, right? And you're looking straight ahead because that's where press ends. And then what do? We don't move anything but our torso first. We power our arms by just turning our torso square. Our arms go out like the number 11. Then push with the front foot, absorb with the back foot. Arms come back over a ball. Then up the diagonal, absolutely in a straight line. Because that's the best way to transmit the energy. Let's just do it from the other direction. Right foot forward, right arm up, left arm in press, feet shoulders width apart. Feel like, let's actually just shift back and forth for a minute, a little bit. Remember, you're straightening and bending your legs and you're just going straight back. You're right in the center. Your feet should feel like they are on the ground, glued to the ground. And remember, your lower back should feel like at any moment you could sit in a chair, but you're not. It's not tight back there, it's loose. Okay? And then coming forward, that should really be a workout for your legs. You should feel very heavy in your legs. So what are you going to do? You're going to turn your upper body to square and your arms are going to just naturally separate. Fingertips out, nice. Then we're going to push with the front foot and straighten that leg. Our hands are going to come back over a ball near our body and down. Nice. Our elbows are out a little bit, not super far, but you haven't, again, closed off that area that's under your armpit. That's got some room in it. Then push with the back foot as you come up the diagonal and stop yourself with the front foot. So I want you to do this again. Here we go. You've got that nice ward off arm, right? Ward off arm. Press has just come out. Elbows down. Nice. This is a challenge for me too, and some of you are having it. Make sure that your hand, your index finger is still pointing more up than down. Don't let this be straight here. Continue this line, all right? So what's going to happen? Little turn to the right to be square. Come back. Keep your both feet active and up the diagonal. One more time. Turn to the right to swing them square. Come back over the diagonal. You should feel now like you could push. Now what I want you to do is push. At the end of the push, I want you to imagine you succeeded and the car or the box or whatever you're pushing gave way and got unstuck. When it does, you're going to push back a little with your front foot. So just going from here now, we're going to come back over the ball and up the diagonal. When you're done, push back just a little with that right foot. You know you'd have to do that, right? If you were really pushing, yeah, Crystal's going, oh yeah, for sure. If you're really pushing and it gives way, you know, you can't afford to do that. So you've got to develop the habit of when you transmit energy into your arms in a forward direction, You stop yourself by pushing down. It's actually a push down to stop yourself. And actually in that moment, you can release a good energy. So in some of our other techniques. So it's good to practice. So let's try that a little bit more. So here we are in press, right? Before we get out of press, let's just shift a little bit. You got your feet really flat on the floor. You coordinating the straightening of one leg with the bending of another. That's what you're going to want to do. Okay, so here we are. It's that right knee is bent. And again, look down. Can you see your toes? Turning our torso to the right so it's square to the wall. Our arms separate. We make contact with somebody. We're going to pull them in and get and down. Then push with the back foot. Push, 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 push. Push back with the right. This time, let's just flatten our hands and shift back over the ball and push. How about you do it towards me? Since this one won't matter for mirroring, I'll take my thing off. Here we go. You're in a right bow step. It will matter because don't mirror me. You're going to have your other foot forward. Your right foot is forward. You got that? And your right arm, I guess it does matter when we start, but your right arm, I want to see a bunch of right arms. Perfect. And here's our position. Nice. Then what happens? We're going to turn square, come back over the ball. Stop right here for the minute. Is that a good place? Do you feel like you could really push? Okay. It should be right around sort of sternum height. Then push with the back straight up the diagonal. And again, the hand position is the same all the time. Let's flatten them, make contact, come back over the ball and not stopping up at the end, push down or back with that front foot. Let's put them down, make contact. See if you can coordinate that movement. Nice. Remember, you've got distance between your fingers. It's your palms doing the work once you get them back. Put your hands down. You're going to pull them back. If it's a good pull, you're going to get your palms on them and you're going to push forward. Nice. Nice. One more time. And back, down. Push up the diagonal. See where it's like my palms are about shoulder height when I finish. Good. All right, so we have a few, any questions about that? Next week, we'll be doing everything, and we're going to do everything right now. Okay? So we're going to do everything right now from here. I'm just going to call it enjoy it. If you get lost, just look over your shoulder, figure it out. Prepare. Opening. Oh, you're rising up. And pushing down. So you can't push anymore. Leftward off, shifting left, turning out to the right. All our way right, sit, close, step, and raise that big bird. Then we're going to shift to the right, turn a quarter turn, all our weight to the left. Remember, bring those arms to center and then step out and raise that small bird on your arm for right ward off. Roll back, turning to the right, pushing out, and then not stopping. Big swing to the left. Little stop, and then complete the circle. Oh my goodness, you're compressed. So press, expand out as you move forward. Now turn your body to square so your arms become parallel. Then come back over the ball and up the diagonal as you push forward. And one more time from here. Prepare, opening, left ward off, shift left, turn out to the right, sit, push a button, close step, big bird, look to the side, shift right, turn, all our weight left, grab, pull, foot in and out, those arms are closed, and small bird. Roll back, turning to the right, pushing out, and then swinging all the way to the left, then coming around for press. Pressing out, expanding. Turning square, pulling them in and up the diagonal for push. That is grass bird's tail. So my suggestion for those of you who want to get this down is try to do it once or twice this week. Find out where you can't do it by yourself when I'm not there, or turn, don't put the video on and hear my voice if you want. See what happens. We'll do a lot of that next week. Answer your questions, do a little more of a deep dive, and then I want to just get into a little bit of footwork, because the next week after that is a really big week, because we're going to be doing single whip, which has 180-degree turn in the footwork and all sorts of 2 opponents to worry about. I mean, it's a big deal. So Crystal says, yeah, but we got our strength. We're good here. So any final questions before we go? All right. Well, thank you, everybody.